Hello everybody, my name is Maitreya and this is my first drawing tutorial. I'm not an expert as you can see, but I can draw, So I've got my Apsara pencil with me and I've got my sketchbook and we're going to draw Gintoki today. The Shiroyasha, as everybody knows. So I think we should start with the eyes first. Okay, so let's continue. So I'd like to first start with his what side is this? This is his, oh yes, his left eye, which means our right eye, or his eyes to our right. Eyes are many a times difficult to draw, so please bear with me. We go from here, make a slight line, and then I guess you just bring those eyes there. After that's happened, you bring the lower eyelid down and bring it back here. There we go. And yes, I'm obviously going to be erasing a lot, so yeah, that's that. Now that that's out of the way, we have his first eye. We have a little highlight here. Wait, we have a little highlight here. His eyes are turned to his left. He's looking somewhere, and I think this is this is something that somebody made. I don't know if this is as an official one or something, but even if it is, credits to Sorachi sensei for making such an amazing manga, and credits to the animators. There we go, that's his eye. We'll draw his eyebrow and eyelid. They are easy enough. In this picture they're all black, so that's his eyebrow. Obviously when I'll be coloring it and inking it later, it will be a little nicer to look at than just this rough pencil one. And then we have his eyelid, which goes from here to here. There we go. On second thought, I might make his eyebrow a little less slanted. It's anyways black, so, and yes, obviously we'll make it a little less thick, but let's do that later. He has a hair spike coming down there. His hair is, well, it's a permanent perm, as he says. So I think it starts from here. It goes up and over his eyebrows, right there. And then another portion of it comes out from here. I don't know if this is focusing or not. If it isn't, then I'm screwed, but I'm just going to continue. So this comes there, and then we should move to his next eye. In Gintama, the eyes are a little out of proportion, not much. The only thing is that to remain in proportion, there needs to be the distance of another eye. So if you measure it, it's less than an eye distance. So I'm guessing it will be over here somewhere, right here. So let's continue. His next eyelid is a little, next eye is a little, how do you say, it's a little longer, I'm guessing. Yeah, there we go. There, that's the length we want. And then his bottom eyelid, come down, then we go straight, and we end there. Then we have his eye again with the highlight, and he's looking towards his left. There we go. And we can't really see much of his eyebrow and stuff because it's really under the shadows, but I'll still draw it anyway. So his eyebrow goes up like this, under his Joey headband, and there's some hair coming down here, so I'm gonna leave space for that. Let's do the hair now. His eye is kind of done. I guess it's not much to do anyway here. There, that's the eyebrow. And the hair. Now his hair is a little difficult to draw because it's got all those spikes and lines and spikes and lines and just so on. We move up a little, we move down back again, and then move up, it's curving here, and then do this curve, and then we go back up again, right from over here, make this a little clearer. It goes up above to about here, and that's that. Then I think I made it a little too long. Let me erase that. Perfect. So that's that. Then this comes here. Then his nose, for his nose, it's actually like there's light on one side and then there's shadow on the other side, so all we can see is a very faint and thin pencil line. It's a line that goes down in the middle about till here. Then we have two nostrils. One is right here, very thin sort of nostrils, you don't want them to look very big. And then right here, after I do the shadows and stuff, it will all look very clear and kind of nice. Then there will be some wait, I messed up the position of the nostrils. Let me clear that up. There we go, it should be a little closer. Then we have his mouth. It's sort of an upturned mouth. He's not very amused, I guess, here. Here we are. That's the kind of mouth he has, just a little less upturned. Guess it doesn't have such long sides. Yeah, right there. And then his bottom lip, for his bottom lip we have this. That's his bottom lip. We'll try to do the hair a little more. That's his hair. We have a line right here and then another line about here. You can literally draw whatever you want for these lines because they're just random in nature. They can appear whenever they want, however they want, wherever they want. So it's totally up to you. Not we'll do the lines later. We'll first finish up the general outlook of his whole face and stuff. Then we'll do the smaller details because and that's how I like to work. Then We can make his face, I think. Can make the shape of his head. Let's do this hair spike first. There we go, and then there's some here, and then it goes back up, and then starting from about here, his head sort of goes. It's a spiky chin. It's a pointy. I'm sorry, not spiky. It's a pointy kind of chin. Ends about here, and I think, yeah, this is good enough. Just make it a little straighter. During the inking process, it will all become much clearer. But till then, you can bear with me. There we go here, and then as soon as we reach the nostril level, we change our directions because it's, I don't know how to sort of describe it, but it's the shape of his face, I guess. Yes, right there. I don't think we can see any ears from here. Nope, we can't. Good thing, I guess. I don't know. So that's that. Let's draw his headband now, because headband. So from about here we go, then it curves to here, then it will be going here, and then from here to about here. There we go. That's his Joey headband that he's wearing. Then for the metal part on that headband, we start from about here. We go here, and there's no sort of lines or bolts or marks, nothing like the Naruto headband, but it's just a headband. So continuing here, and then we go back here, and that's that. Now that that's been cleared up, and his face has also been drawn, let's do the rest of his hair. You could draw it the way you want to draw it, like you could just make random curved hairstyles, you could just make random curved spikes and stuff, but I think I'm going to follow the original one. It's amazing, really. I haven't seen the final movie because it's not been released in India. I don't even know if it's going to be released in India here, but yeah, I mean, I'll try to watch it somehow. I don't know. Make sure to kind of check your proportions here. From I think his chin to the top of his headband, wherever you may assume it to be, it's about the same as that to the top of his head. So from about here to here should be about here to here. So I've got like that should be the tallest hair spike. I mean, it's your choice. You may want to do whatever you want to do, but I mean, it is, as I say, your choice. So there we have it, the hair. It was quite the journey. My hand will obviously get in the middle, but I mean, you could pause the video, and if I'm going a little too fast, I may not be going that fast, but if I am, then you can just pause the video, you can slow it down. YouTube has that setting. I mean, you could do that if you wanted. Yeah, so then we'll do the headband. I wouldn't want to forget it. So we'll do the bigger side, the bigger kind of side first. This goes down there, and then this side thins out. I think it's going to be like a different kind of pattern, but you know, you never know. Hell. Then there's another line right there, and there's another one, but then it thins out, and then another line is coming out here, so it's kind of folded out. So yeah, and now we got that sorted. This does kind of look like Gintoki, but I haven't given him his signature wine red eyes, so not yet. And there's blood everywhere, so we'll do that later while coloring. Now for the small details in the hair. So wherever there's lines, please follow me. It's kind of messed up, not in a bad sense. It's kind of messy, and then we can see something of his Joey headband right here. It's a big gap, but we can see something. So it goes a little like this. Right there, there's something. We see something over here, and then we see his headband for a while. Those two lines are his headband. Then again there's hair, there's more hair, and then there's some hair right here, and then the rest we can do while coloring, I think. And yeah, a few more hair lines if you would, please. There's one right here, one right here. Let's draw one right here. There we go, and there we go. So that's basically Gintoki's head, and I am not here just to draw his head. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's start drawing his lower body. So he's wearing his white robes that he wore in the Joey war. Starts from about here, from about mouth level, goes down. It's a traditional Japanese samurai, where I don't remember the name. And then he's wearing a haori. He's wearing a haori, the cloak sort of thing, over his dress. And he's got armor. Yes, and he's got armor. Then from this turn of direction, I'm sorry, just a second. It starts from here. It goes up to here, below his chin. See that? These two are in line. Then we'll draw his collarbone right here. It's a little like this, and then this goes like this. It's not much visible, and if you want to, you can draw like his neck muscles. Not much are visible because it's all shadowed. And yeah, that's that. Then his armor goes a little, his rope goes a little further downward, and this side of the rope starts from here. It increases in size, it curves outwards kind of, and there we are. This will go a little further down, and then from this hair spike, the second part of this line will come down here. I'm at a loss for words. So it comes down here, it goes about here. There we are. He's looking kind of thick and floofy, but we'll have to match. Then I guess that's blood, or that's a chest line. I don't know. There's something splattered here. I think it's blood. I don't know. So that's that. We'll get his armor done, but first and foremost, let's try out his Haori. We'll do the shoulder line later, and yeah, that stuff we'll do later. So his Haori comes down from about this hair spike right here. So it comes down, it does curve out, and there's many fold lines here and there. There we go. Goes further down to his hand. I don't know if we can get his hand in this drawing as well. I don't know. Let's try. Then his shoulder, it comes out from about from a little further above his eyes, from near the Joey headband. Yeah, right here. I think his shoulders come out. Yep, so they go here. And I think that's all we can see of those shoulders. Then the Haori has a line outside this, so I think it comes down from about here. These Haoris have actually been popularized by Demon Slayer as well. Like, you know, those colorful patterns. Right there. Okay, may have been a little too curved outwards. Let's fix that. Yeah, it's very rough, but during the inking process, which looks very satisfying. We've got his armpit line right here, I think. Yeah, there's a fold line coming down first from here. And then there's another one coming, and then we have done a fold line from here, and then there's another line, another fold line sort of coming down from about here. Then from here there's this sort of seam that's on his arm, so it goes about there, then it meets up with this fold line, and yeah, that's basically the foundation for his arm. Let me just erase this part because this is not good. Goes down, goes further down, and then we see a bump in the clothing, because I mean it is clothing, so it will be bumpy and full of folds. And there's another bump right here, goes up above there, and it goes there, and there's another fold right there. And yeah, I think we can see his hand. I think we can, but I think it's looking a little stubby as well. Let's try going down further. Let's try going down further. This fold continues to about here, and then there's some right here. Yeah, because what I did was I kind of ignored the original picture, and I, instead of making Gintoki's head a little this, like a little bent towards us, I made it kind of straight looking. So yeah, that's that. So continuing now, there's a fold right there, and then again right there, and then from here we can see his arm, and I think that's good enough. I mean, yeah, there's another fold about here, and during the coloring I'll obviously do all the shadows and stuff. Yep, now we'll do his arm. I'd like to erase this. Yes, so his arm will be coming from about here. It's coming from here, then it crosses this line of the Haori, and there's a slight bump here, and then it goes down, and then it goes a little further down there, it crosses this Haori line, and so we're on this armor, we're doing this armor right here. We'll make his fingers now. So his fingers, will come the first finger, I'm guessing it's the forefinger, it will come out from over here and it will go down a little, it will be going down a little, and then there's a second finger. I mean, I've lost all touch with reality while drawing this, so please bear with me. We can't really see his thumb, right? Right? Yeah, we can't see his thumb. Hell, to hell with his thumb. It goes back up, something comes still about here. Then there's something else, there's another bump right here. Yeah, that's his ring finger, it goes above, about here. And I mean, don't worry if you can get hands as wrong as mine. It will all work out in the end. Let's just make this a little longer and this also a little longer. It will go up here and then it goes up here. So don't worry if it looks a little wrong. Yeah, you can check the proportions as well. This hand needs to be about as much as his face, we can see. Those are the proportions in the drawing as well. So I mean, don't blame yourself. I won't be blaming myself either if you get this wrong. I mean, there's no certain right way to do this. All there is shadows at the end. So I mean, it's okay if you mess it up a little like I did. Then there's a kind of edge line to this. You can't really see it while I'm drawing here. And then there's a mesh pattern on his hand. So there's that. And then there's that. Yeah. And it's mostly in what do you say? It's mostly in this doesn't really sit too right with me. I'm just going to make this a little longer. Yeah, that's looking better. Yeah, that looks better now. So it doesn't look very right, but it is right. Then I think we should start doing the next side. The other side, not the next side. What am I even seeing? It starts from this hair spike, this haori. It goes down a little. And then there's blood spattered here, so I don't know. It goes down a little. And then when it reaches the hand, when it reaches this hand, we make a change and turn. We turn. Yeah, be sure to remember that this side of Gintoki, this side is a little more raised than this side. It's not too raised, but I mean, he does have his hand on his sword, as you can see in the thumbnail. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So let's continue. Then we should do the armor now, because without the armor there's some serious not good things going on. So for the armor we need this line to come out from over here and it goes over there. Perfect. And then the armor comes to around here and then it goes up and up and up and up until it just curves up, and then yeah, that's that. It does have shine and glimmer on it, which I'll do later while coloring. And yeah, there's Gintoki's head's shadow on this part as well, but that also while coloring you may be able to see me. Okay, then we'll do the bottom part of his armor. I think this is a chest plate or breastplate, I don't remember. Maybe it is, I don't know. Comes down from around here. Need to give some room to his stomach. And then there is a sort of robe here, which is tied around his body. It goes down, it's tied there, and then it meets the hand. And then there's another side. Obviously, if it's a rope, it goes a little this way. Then there's some rope tied here. I mean, it is the rope, and it comes down. It comes down from here, and then we join it here. So that's that. Maybe I messed it up. Yeah, maybe I did. So what we'll do is we'll just come from about here. Okay, so this looks a little better. Does it? Yeah, I'm messing things up. Let me just give me a while to correct these things. Yep. So now that that's out of the way, wait, this doesn't sit right with me. Yep, now that that's out of the way, we have done the haori on this side. Yeah, we'll try to do the bottom part of this drawing. Yeah, there's a fold line right there. As I said, his this hand is resting on his knee. So I mean, you can't really see much of it, but yeah, I mean, whatever you can see, make the most out of it, I guess. There's another fold line right there, and then there's how do I say it? There's a fold line coming from over here to around here, and then there's then his pants, they come from out here. There's a bump, and then there's another bump, and then there's a few more bumps which we can't really see. There's fold line here, fold line there as well, and then there's a few more fold lines right there, and we can't see much of it as well. So that's that. The back of his haori comes from about here to here, goes there, and I don't know if we can see it that much, but there's a line right there to, like, you know, for folds and stuff. Now let's move on to his shoulder, this other shoulder. Now, as I said, it should be in line with this other shoulder, but should be a little raised. Yep, right there. And do it like this. There's that. There's a big bump on there. We'll do the major things first, and then we'll go to the folds and stuff later. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about this second haori line that comes from about here, comes down right there, and slightly thins out, and then it increases, it becomes big again. Then, as I said, the big bump, it's going to be big one, goes down, then there's another big one which again goes down, kind of joins up with this one, and then he has his the end of this haori comes up like this, and it ends at his hands, folds back to around here, it goes down. Is it looking a little too small? No, it's perfect. So it goes down and comes to around here. We also got his sword. I mean, it's not his sword. His signature sword is his Bokto, Lake Toya. So that's that. We'll do the folds, and as I said, later. Not much now. We'll do all of that later. Yeah, this comes down here. And let's do his hand now. Let's do his other hand now. I mean, hands are as difficult as faces. Yeah, so let's continue. This comes up till about here, his hand. It still has that mesh kind of pattern, and we can't see the armor that he's wearing on the back of his hand. We can't really see it, but there's his mesh thing as well. So this comes out, the palm of his hand comes out to around here, yeah, to about his hair spike. Then we go out for his thumb, I'm sorry. Again go back in, and we curve slightly, and then we come back in. See there, come back in. That's kind of his thumb, and there's a hell lot of shadows, so I can't really see what's going on in there. So there's his thumb, and we'll need to draw his index finger as well here, which will be like around here. It's just a kind of box. Yeah, it's a kind of box with a nail right here. And yeah, for the thumb you can just draw a thin nail right there. Now that that's out of the way, this here is his sword. It will come down here and here as well, here, down here. I will be obviously using a ruler to draw the sword. Yeah, I'll be using the ruler to draw his sword, and yeah, let's do the rest of his hand now. So the sword comes down a little. Yeah, there's a little bump here to signify that his finger isn't detached from his hand. Then against the bump there's his middle finger, I think. Yeah, that's his middle finger. It bends down a little, it goes back, and it goes a little up there, and from here there's another bump, and then it comes down again. It comes down, yep, it comes down here, and you can kind of see what's going on in there, but I mean, it's your choice. Make it a little smaller. And then there's another finger right here. I mean, I don't think you can see much. I'll just erase it so it becomes a little clearer. It kind of goes back in right here, comes back out here, right there, and then there's this, and this, and there's another finger like the middle one. That's the ring finger. We go in a little, and then there's the little finger, which is also like signifying the palm or something. I don't remember. I don't quite understand right here. Yep. So that's basically him holding his hand, holding the sword. There is a slight curve in the sword, but not in the handle as such, as of now at least. So I've got my ruler, and wait, yep. So I'll draw it till up to here. These handles are very long. It's about chin level, a little lower than chin level. No, it's about chin level. And then the other side as well. I need to get this right. I need to get this right enough. Yup, right there. So it's about chin level, not really chin level. Yeah. And then we have the guard, the sword guard. Man, I love katanas. They are simple, lightweight, I guess, not very heavy, unlike the Indian talwars. Yeah, and then obviously it's not really like that. And there's an edge line right there. It's all black, so I mean, it doesn't really matter. try to make it as believable as you can. Then there's some diamonds on the handle which we'll draw later. It's all mostly black and red mixed together. It's a kind of what do you say? It's a velvety color kind of. Then we have the rest of his sword. Yeah, try not to bend the handle of the sword, the guard of the sword, unlike me. I'll just be fixing it in the inking process. And then the actual sword. So the sword is, as I said, a little curving, not much. So it goes down. Oh damn, I curved it a little too much. Goes down right there. Good, perfect. It's not as straight as you want it to be, but then it's a sword. Goes down again. Goes down again. Yeah, it's rough. You know what, I'll just use my ruler. Oh, and yes, I would like to talk about the tools I'm using, obviously. So I've got with me an Apsara pencil, an Apsara eraser, common things. I've got a local steel scale, steel ruler, whatever you want to call it. And I've got markers. They're kind of off-brand, but they were good. I mean, you can't really see much. You know what? To hell with the curve. I'm just making it straight. Yep. That's the sword. And hell, what was I thinking with this? This should come down about here, and then it goes out about here. And then this next part of his, this should come about here, and this should be joining about here. There's a line right there, and there's shadows, so I mean, you don't need to do much. I won't do much, at least. If you want to, if you feel like it, you can. Then from here his hand comes in. It's still about here. And wait, did I just make it a little too small? Let me just increase the size of these fingers so that, yeah, now it looks a little more credible. And then let's check the proportions again. This should be this hand should be equal to about this, from his chin to his eyes. And continuing, there's another sort of line right there. So, you know what, let me just make that again. During the inking process, it will all be good, I guess, but at least for now, let me just do this. Yeah, so that does it. This hand, see, hands in this picture aren't very important as such. I mean, they do look good, but it's mostly shadows on them and that sort of stuff. So it's really up to you if you want to give them details or not. And then there's that mesh pattern that I mentioned. So there's that, and there's that. I mean, screen tones would work good for this, but do I have them? I do not. Yeah, that goes there. Then from here we can see the other side of the haori. Goes down to about this handle. The inside line is right here. It curves in. There we go. It's looking a little weird, but it all sorts itself out in the end. This comes down to around here. And then we take it back in. Yeah, we take it back in and we take this to around here, around here, not much farther away from the sword, but around right here. Goes kind of outwards, goes back in, and then this front part of his haori, it's looking very cool to say the least. Looking very cool. Goes outwards towards these folds that we made here, and then it goes kind of here, and then it's just folds. It's just folds and bumps and stuff. Yeah. And then there's another fold here. There's another line right here which goes to about there. It's off my page. This thing kind of joins up right here, and this goes off my page. So well, there you have it, I guess. And oh damn, I forgot about the folds. And yes, the pattern on this on his sword, the handle, that's very important. Let me just do my folds once. So it comes down from around here, goes to about here. Folds are something that you can just, do on your own kind of thing. It's not that important to do like just as I am doing it. But if you want guidance, then you can follow this. And I think I'll just do a few more folds right here to signify that this is also part of his body. Yeah, and I think that's it for the why do I keep forgetting this? There's diamond right here, behind his fingers, then again right here somewhere, then there's a kind of half diamond right here. It's not very visible. Then there's a patch of diamonds right here, and then they disappear again for a while, and then they make their appearance back here. And yeah, so the handle is supposed to end about here with ruby sticking out, I guess. Yeah, there's the ruby. While coloring it will all make sense. So yeah, that's the drawing part. So now for the inking process and the coloring process, I'll obviously be speeding up this video. You'll be seeing this in a time lapse, and that would look very cool actually. Yeah, just before I start, I'd like to show my materials for inking. This is a Tachikawa nib holder with rubber grip. This is a Nikko G pen G-Nib, and I've got what was that? Bokuteki. I don't remember its name. Yeah, that was ink. It's good. Everything is good. So I think I'll let the time lapse begin. Okay, so now that the ink may have dried off, it's time to erase, and I tend to do it very lightly because if I don't do it lightly, then it will for sure mess up the inking. So you gotta do it lightly and only in places where you require it to be, like for example the eyebrows, the hair, and many other places where you have to like correct yourself. The folds, this mesh pattern, I literally did something else when it was supposed to be something else, but it's still a mesh pattern and it's still like it's supposed to be. Then you erase these things, and then you clean up, and that's what I would call a drawing. And now we shall commence the coloring. Well, so that's it. That's how to draw Gintoki as the Shiroyasha, the white demon, devil, something, the white yaksha. Anyways, I'll see you next time, I guess. I haven't been uploading to my channel for quite a while. It's almost been 1 year. But you know, screw that. Here's a new video, and I think I'll be doing some more art as well. So, bye.